Hey guys, for this video I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to make a quick simple tarp setup, just using a tarp to make a small shelter. Now this isn't the ultimate survival shelter. You're not going to survive in Alaska or anything like that. This is just a basic one if you're improvising while you're camping. We're out here at a park right now, so you know, just to get away from the sun, if there's wind, rain, basic things like that. And all it takes is just a simple tarp. This is like a 6x4 tarp. It's very small. I have some cordage. This is just bank line, and then a few tent stakes. Now I'm just gonna use these trees behind me. They're about 9 feet apart, and once again, it's just a simple setup. If you're at a park, if you're camping, or let's say, you know, I think these things should be always carried in your vehicle. Say you're traveling and your car breaks down, you can at least set up some sort of tarp, you know, just to make things a little bit easier for you. And now I don't do this often, honestly. I carry a tent in my truck, but it's good to practice. It's always good to practice. Just something very simple. So we'll get started by making a ridge line on these trees. So we'll get to you with that. Okay, so we're gonna start by making a bowline knot around this juniper tree. Okay, so let's start with the bowline. Okay, so make a circle. Bring the line from underneath. Bring it behind here. Bring it under. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I wrapped it around, and now I'm going to bring the rest of my line around this way. There you go, that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to bring it around to the other tree. Okay, so now let's go around to this other tree, this other juniper. Bring it around. And I don't want to make it too high, because once again, it's just some very small tarp, so probably just about 3 feet, 3.5 feet, and just leave it there. So that way we can be closer to the ground. Okay, so bring it around. Bring this over, bring this under. Okay, there's a little pyramid, a little triangle right there. Okay, pinch right here. And bring it in. That should be pretty tight. And then right here. Bring a loop. Bring a loop over that loop. I like to bring up one more. That's pretty good. And once again, just not too high off the ground. Again, by the way, this is a juniper, and you see all these little, this isn't related to the shelter, but if you wanted to make a fire close to the shelter, all this loose bark right here, you can gather more, and it helps to make a tinder bundle to start a fire. So if you process this down, it gets really fluffy, and yeah, it'll take a spark pretty good. Anyways, okay, so our ridge line is done. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this tarp and bring it over. And that's fairly decent. With some pressure down here with some stakes, it'll hold down. Just have these plastic stakes with some tarp. Some bank line, 36 bank line, the same as this ridge line. And if you don't have any of these, you can just improvise some sticks. I'll sharpen some sticks. Okay, so just bring it through the grommets. And this you could do whatever you want, just whatever you're comfortable with, that it'll hold. Pretty good. We don't have a lot of wind, a lot of nasty weather right now, so just this will work fine. And then since this is kind of long and this is a very short tarp, I'm just twirling it so it can be closer. And then it's at a 45-degree angle. Try to just stick the stake. Okay, there. Okay, that's pretty good. Now just so here's the finished product. Nothing fancy. No, this is by no means, once again, by no means the ultimate survival shelter. This is just a basic tarp setup. Say you were backpacking out, you know, with your friends, and you got caught in the storm, or you got lost for the night. Things along those lines, you know. So just a small shelter. Now it can be customized depending on the situation you're in. If it's raining or really windy, you know, air's gonna get in here, water. So, you know, you can get some branches, some debris, try to pack that in between, you know, not let the air go through. Okay. Now for your bedding, you know, due to convective energy from the ground that sucks away your heat in the cold, or, you know, during the warm, it plays with you, it plays against you. You can put a mat. I just put a basic mat here that we had. You can just make a bedding out of just dead grasses, you know, just to keep you off the ground, but not too shabby. Like I said, nothing fancy, but it works. Ah, my damn knife. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate a second configuration, and this is for far more pleasant weather. So you want to sleep and you want to have a fire nearby, and you know, look at the stars at night, things like that. It just for enjoyable situations, we can make just like a lean-to with the tarp. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I gotta get this out. Okay, so we're gonna start over here. Now, instead of making some knots here and making it difficult, what I got is just a stick, just a plain old stick. Bring it through the grommet and bring it in here. And then with the pressure of the rope, let's bring it a little bit. Bring it closer to the tree. Okay. Follow it to the next one. It's quite a thin stick. I really would prefer a thicker, stronger one, but for the moment, just for this example, it'll do. Third one. Okay. Last one. Okay, now if you notice, it's holding it. So I'm gonna go over here and make this knot, tension knot. Okay, bring this out. We're gonna have them close. Okay. Okay, and I'm just rolling it up to keep it closer. Same thing, 45 degrees. Okay, and that should be good. Once again, in case it is raining or anything like that, you can go ahead and put some rocks and debris on here to kind of bring this down. But for the most part, this is fairly decent. Say we're camping and we have a fire, we want to be warm and talking with friends, and a really good situation. Set up your sleeping bag or whatever you have. My pet can be my pillow. So, same materials, just a different configuration. Hope everyone's carrying some rope and some tarp in their vehicle just to have it ready. Once again, it can help you in a bad situation. You're traveling, your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. Have you tried resting in your vehicle during summer? On a hot day, you're gonna fry in there. So just set this up close by to your vehicle in some shade, and you're good to go till some help gets there. Or say, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, it could be a good thing. Say during good circumstances, you're hanging out with some friends and you decide to spontaneously go camping, but you don't have your camping gear with you. That's fine. You have a tarp in your vehicle, that should suffice. Okay guys, well, hope you learned something from this, and we'll be making some more primitive style, the more exciting shelters that people want to see. But for now, just let's start with step one. Most people, they don't know that, they don't have that skill, but they all have the tarp. So we'll just start with the easy stuff first, the convenient stuff first, and then we'll get into the little bit harder stuff. Okay, so hope, if you guys like this video, go ahead and just subscribe to my channel, I hope. And I'll see you guys next week.